Welcome to this week's Head Teachers broadcast. It's Friday, the 4th of June. Now, next week, we will have the pleasure of welcoming over 200 new S1 pupils to Banff Academy. And if you're in your new squad watching this right now, I wish you all the very best. And I hope that the next 3 weeks that you have developing as a new S1 pupil will be as enjoyable as I think that it will be. So I wish you all the very best. I know that one of the first things that you'll be doing in squad is coming up with your new squad name, getting to know your squad leader. So I'm very much looking forward to sharing all the new squad names before we get to the end of this term. Just a note to the new S1 parents is that I believe that there has been a little bit of a challenge in terms of getting in touch with the bus contractors via school transport, and apologise for that and acknowledge that that's been a bit tricky, but hopefully that with a little bit of patience that you did manage to actually get through to the contractors eventually. So do apologise for that quick turnaround and the problems that may have caused today. I am going to be writing to all parents next week to just outline some of the continued mitigations for COVID, and also to our senior parents, parents of our senior pupils, to outline the learning model that we have for our S5 and S6 pupils. So look out for that letter coming from me next week. But in terms of COVID, although we have moved to level 1, and the cases per 100,000 in the last 7 days in Aberdeenshire has now fallen down to single figures, we still can't afford to be complacent. And the rules within school have not changed as a result of moving to level 1. So we still do expect pupils to be wearing masks at all times, unless, of course, they're eating. We do expect youngsters and colleagues to be using the hand sanitizer and washing hands as much as they possibly can, and also teachers trying to keep that distance away from pupils when they can. So we do still have those mitigations in place, and we are very grateful to all of you who have managed to keep that going over quite a considerable length of time. I'm hoping that we'll be able to change some of them after the summer holidays, but at the moment we still have to carry them out. One thing that I do need to bring everybody's attention to is that I might have said, well, I did say last week that one of the things that we will be looking to do is to reintroduce the school uniform back into school after August. But on reflection and having a look at the guidance and the challenges that we'll have in PE in terms of our capacity for changing rooms, following the guidance and so on, it's going to be impossible for us to be able to have youngsters changing regularly from school uniform into their PE kit until we get past this pandemic. And so for that reason, it's going to be really difficult to distinguish between pupils who have PE and those that don't, and those that have come to school ready for PE and those that don't. So because of that, we've made the decision that we will not be returning back to school uniform in August. So just repeat that, will be no expectation that pupils wear school uniform when they come back after August. So you can if you want to, that would be good, but there's no expectation that pupils do that until we get past the pandemic and we can work out how pupils can change from their uniform to their PE kit in a safe way, which doesn't compromise pupils' health and safety. So thank you for your understanding in that. And it does mean that you don't need to go and spend money on school uniform during the summer holidays. There is a slight exception to that, and I would be looking for S6 pupils, particularly those that are in a leadership role, prefects, to be wearing uniform. Except, so they're the only exception. For everybody else, I'm not expecting you to be in uniform. Okay, so apologies if that caused some confusion. In addition to that, I want to just talk about next week's squad challenge for first years. A squad challenge is something that I set most weeks, and the winner of the squad challenge normally gets some chocolate the following week and a little certificate to say well done. It's quite competitive sometimes. And next week's squad challenge is to mark the fact that from the 28th of May through to the 16th of June, it's the British Spring Clean Initiative. So what I want you to think of, and this is quite an easy one to do, is I want to think of something that you can clean, a clean up. So do you want to tidy and clean up your squad room, before and after picture? Do you want to clean and tidy up your bedrooms, before and after pictures? Or do you want to take a particular area, a street or an area in our local community that needs a bit of a tidy up and gather that together in a before and after picture? Or some evidence that you've gathered, rubbish around our area to really give it a good tidy up. So those squads or squad that demonstrates or provides evidence of something that they have really cleaned up in the next week, then that would be the squad that will win next week's challenge. So the squad challenge for next week is for a cleanup. So all I need to say just now is that once again, welcome to our S1 pupils. Really pleased to see you here. You'll see uniformed pupils in S6 who are there to help you. Any member of staff will be able to help you. If you get lost or you're worried about something, then they'll be there to support you. So I wish you all the very best. And for everybody else, I ask you to continue to be safe and look out for yourself and each other. Thank you very much. Bye bye.